Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hello, welcome to this week's Fiberific Live Craft and Chat, where we craft and chat live. I'm just testing out some things here, just making sure everything's run. And it's very loud. Let's mute that. Go away. All right. Yeah, I should have known that wasn't muted, shouldn't I? Yes, I should have. Anyway, welcome to this week's Live Craft and Chat. Uh, There's been some changes happening on YouTube, so I'm gonna run over some of those for you. I've got my blanket. I am still in the soft pink. We're getting there. We're getting there. So many of you already in the chat before we even started today. It was actually really hard to not get sidetracked. One minute I'm like, oh yeah, just having a scrolly read. Next minute I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 10 o'clock. I've got to hit start. So I hit start. In my cup today, I have my T2 licorice legs with no honey. I'm out of honey. Well, I'm not going to risk that. It's still a bit hot. That would have been very bad. So yeah, I'm gonna let that cool down a bit. I went to sip it, and you know when you sip something, go to sip something that's really hot, and you can just feel the heat. I was like, yeah, I'm backing off. I'm backing off that one. Um, so one thing I wanted to quickly say, some information for our moderators is if we get like that we sometimes get those spams in with those terrible usernames, and when you delete their comment the username is still there. Well, I don't know if it's just a test or a trial or something, but I was modding in a chat on the weekend and it just disappears now. It's gone. So the mods still see it and I'll still see it, but everybody else, they just disappear from the chat. And I was just like, oh, I love that. I love it so much. So that is one of those things because sometimes they have the terrible usernames, and I don't understand how YouTube lets them have those usernames because some of them are dreadful. And YouTube are like cracking down on a whole pile of things, but they still get to have these like what like how could anyway, some of them are real bad. So for those that are modding, that's going to make life a little bit easier. And so once you delete someone's comment, it is gone. um uh I'm just having a look here. You guys are all eating some really interesting stuff. I had the best breakfast this morning, so I am not I'm not hungry. Yeah, Freaky agreed. Some of those usernames were really not family friendly. I 100% agree with you. Some of them were shocking. So I'm super, super chuffed that YouTube is working on that. Now, I don't know if it was just a test or a trial or something like that for that particular stream, but I really hope that it rolls out everywhere if it was. Um, Maybe continuing reporting has all made a difference. Yeah, I think a big part of it is a lot of some of the biggest streamers have been complaining about it. And sometimes as the bigger people complain about it, then stuff happens. It's kind of sad. But I really hope that it does roll out for all of us channels. Never have I wanted a spammer to come into the chat before to see what you guys do and how it looks. So, like, we don't really want a spammer. We don't, not just for a test, not for a test. Um, but yeah, oh, John's for dinner. He made chicken and rice with veggies in the Instapot. Oh, that sounds nice. That sounds really good. So I have shared the stream in the usual places. I think Sally, I actually remembered to put it in the Facebook group today. So yeah. So I don't know if you went in and did it as well, but yep. Freaky says I could be a troll for 5 minutes. No, I don't wanna risk whatever the other punishment is that YouTube may or may not dole out. Not everything is super clear. It's not super clear. Sally's like, Sally really wants to wield. Sally, I know how you feel because when I realized that, I was like waiting for someone to come into this chat. So I actually opened up a second screen with one of my non-modded channels so I could see what the chat looked like without, the moderator access. And I was just waiting. I'm like, somebody please let me delete your comment. And it took ages. Everyone was really well behaved. So I totally understand that you want to have a play with that because so did I. Now I don't know if you guys can hear, but I do have a fan on in the background here. it got quite stuffy in here. So I just wanted to circulate the air a little. So hopefully it's not too bad for you and you guys can deal with it because I really don't want to turn it off. I don't have air conditioning in this room yet. It is on my list of things that I'm saving up for. So yeah, it is. It's definitely, definitely something that I really, really want to get in here. I was hoping to kind of do it before this summer, but life has not worked out the way we want it. John says, I'm half deaf. I'm lucky I can hear you. Fair enough, John. Fair enough. Hi, Gloria. Welcome to the chat. Artsog wants to be the spammer. Thanks, Artsog. Yeah. Sally, you could try deleting someone's comment, like maybe Artsog's comment or something like that, just to see what happens. And we can all just say, so Sally, see if you can delete it. Oh, did you delete it already? Hang on. No, there it is. There it is. See if you can delete it. And then everybody else have a look if you can see the spam comment and see if it stays in the chat. I'm not logged into the right place. So I don't know. I don't know what will happen there. So like I'll see that it's deleted, but I won't see what you guys see. All right. Anyway, so what are we working on, everybody in the chat? I'm still working on the Queen, but none outside of the. Oh, Sally's deleted it. Game Widow says it's gone. Game Widows, is it the username, everything, the entire comment is gone, or just the name is still there but with deleted by a mod? Totally gone. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh, I love that we get that. That's so good. All right. Thank you for being the guinea pig, Artsug. Yes, Jackie, we will still see it. Those of us logged in with roles will still see it. But everybody else, that's why I was like trying to get everyone else's feedback. The whole line went, excellent. That's so good. That means we get rid of those horrible usernames. Yeah. Yes, he can totally come back. We just deleted one comment. So yeah. Still there for me, but it was my comment. Yes, Artseg, that's right. And that's the thing, like, and when people are timed out and stuff like that. Oh no, normally when someone's timed out, they get a message saying they can't comment. Judith says, can't hear the fan. Keep it going. Just finished a 1949 patent I adapted. Never again. I hear that a lot from people who do who go and find like a really old patent, like 1920s to 1950s. The patents were just written really differently. Like there was expectations of knowledge. And like I know that there are current patents that still have expectations of knowledge, but it's a different level of knowledge. And I've read a few and I'm like, yeah, no, does somebody want to rewrite this for me? Because I'm not touching it until they do. Yeah. So, Bianca is working on a Stephen West cardigan. How many people in the chat are working on the current Stephen West cowl that's going on? I've been hearing so much talk about it, and because I'm not picking up new projects, I have not even looked at it. I don't even know what you're making. Because, I don't want to get FOMO. I have enough FOMO. So what's been going on this week for me? So the sale, the 20% off sale is still happening on the website. Things are starting to sell out now. So if there's something that you are umming and ahhing over, you better go and check to see if it's still there. So the one thing I've noticed is that there's a lot of fixed circulars left. So both in bamboo and the stainless steel, lots of fixed circulars. So if fixed circulars are your thing, then I would go in and grab some. Like I've got all the way up to the 60-inch fixed circular, so perfect for long shawls. And they're 20% off. So you got to love that. The other thing that I've done is in the description, I've put in the link to a couple of extra things. I have put in the link to Knitpicks. My affiliate link to Knitpicks is in there because Knitpicks are having a sale, including up to 40% off some books. So I don't know about you guys, but I always grab my books when they're on sale. And also they've got like a whole pile of different yarns they've got different discounts, but there's a pile of different yarns on sale as well. So definitely check those out too. And then I've added in here as well just the Fiberific favorites page. Now that's going to be changing over the next few weeks. I'm going to be giving that whole page a revamp because the reality is a lot of my income will need to be coming from that page once the store is finished shutting down. Well, it's not shutting down, but closing out lines. Game Winner says no time for Stephen West. Advent calendars and big wool show prep are taking priority. Excellent. Excellent. So if you go and click that Fiberific favorites page, you'll see a link to the Gamer Widows store, and you can go and check out what all the goodies that she is making. If it's open, is it currently people can order? I'm assuming that the Game Widows that people can still order the advent calendars. I'm guessing. I have no idea. Yes, Big Wool Show is coming. Oh, what date is it? I don't even know. Hang on a second. I know it's November. Let me just look here. It's definitely November. November. Like if I open the calendar, that's always helpful. November 11th. 12th and 13th. Australian time, Saturday the 12th, Sunday the 13th is when the Big Wool Show is going to be on. Who here in the chat has attended one of the previous Big Wool Shows? So it's a virtual event. So if you by attended, I mean clicked in online. I'm just going to have a read through here. Don't buy the vintage knitting book released by the National Library. 99% of the patterns are for size 32 only. Yeah, but that was pretty common back in the day that you would buy the pattern book for the size that you wanted. And that was the standard. You got multiple patterns, but in one size. So that's how they used to do it a lot of the time. Artog says, so many projects in my backlog, I didn't have any space for any Stephen West at the moment. Okay, so we've got lots of people who have been to a Big Wool Show. Lots of people. So I have a question for you. What is your favorite thing about the Big Wool Show? Like, there's the website with all the ease of access. There's the live streaming. There's the pre-recorded interviews. There's like a whole pile of different things. What was your favorite thing about the Big Wool Show in previous years? Freaky Geek. It's not an in-person event. It's an online event. It's only online. It is not in person. So you could legit come. It's just time zones would be the big thing. Now, Kathy, I mean, I'm pretty biased, but I agree with you. No. But thank you for saying that. The best thing is Chantelle's interviews. I really do enjoy running those interviews. Amelia says my live stream. Yeah, I'm torn for me. Like, I love the live streams because I love live streaming, right? And I love talking to people who love talking about things I like talking about, which is something I love. But one of the things I loved was just the simplicity of going to the Big Wool Show website, and every stall holder is listed and they all have their own page, so you can click on it and go and look at, like, they might have show specials or whatever, and then you can go and look at what's there. I love the whole setup of it, and I love the idea of it. But I do especially love the live streams. John says I don't like virtual crowds either. Okay, we're fine. I don't know what to say about that, but that's fine. Yeah, and there is a bit of a crowd. There's a bit of a crowd in the live streams over there. And I have to say, was it the first year? It might have been the first year, but the chat was so quiet. And then all of a sudden you guys came in and just started asking questions and just having a conversation in the chat like we do here. And then other people started realizing, oh, hang on, this is interactive. So that was awesome. That's what I loved, when everybody started chatting with each other. That's always my favorite. That's my favorite here too. And that's why we started the Fiberific Fun Zone, was because I realized that, like, while I'm the one talking and I don't stop. Yeah, you guys have conversations with each other and you guys are creating connections with each other, which I love. So I created the fun zone for you guys so you continue those conversations and share out your patterns and share out your works in progress. And I'm getting to see so many great pictures over there of what you're working on. And I love it. I get a bit of FOMO because I'm still working on the Queen. Um, but I love seeing all the different things, and Kathy putting up like a new blanket every few weeks. I'm just like, oh my gosh, this one's only taken me 2 years. So I'm just having a bit more of a read here. Oh, Leanne's actually shared a link to the Fiberific Fun Zone. Awesome. Natalie says my shopping cart being jacked. Like, you know what? Yeah. That is so not my favorite thing about sales. And I know that people are having that problem in the Fiberific sale as well, especially on that first day, that you go to, buy and pay and it'd be like, actually, you need to remove this, and this because, they're gone now. Oh, absolutely, Josephine. The behind the scenes mill tour was amazing. I absolutely love that. Um, and just finding like chatting with people and talking about the various different aspects of being in the Australian yarn industry. I love it. Jackie says being ourselves. Yes, you guys were just being yourselves. I love that. Um, uh seeing and listening to you interview all the peeps, sometimes we get special discounts. Yeah, and we did run some special giveaways, which was really amazing as well. That was so fun. I really hope everyone got their giveaway prizes. I'm assuming they did. I didn't hear anything back about it. I don't know if we're running giveaways. I should ask. I believe we probably are. We can't do it 1 year and not the next, right? I mean, I'll find out. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, we probably are, and then it's like, no, we're not. I don't know. I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer. Uh. Angela says, I have to avoid wool because my mum is allergic to that. I want to try alpaca to see if she's allergic to that. Oh, there you go. It's always worth trying different things to see which one. Will the next interviews be going for 6 hours? Okay, so there will be some slight changes. But yes, there will be interviews running for 6 hours, but there'll be a little spot in the middle where I'm not running the interview, so I get to go and have a quick little break. I'll still be on the back end keeping an eye on things, but I'll be able to grab some food and stuff like that. So that will be pretty cool. Dolores said that I love the Big Wool Show. That first year was what gave me the confidence to join in here. Oh, that is awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad. Jane says the Big Wool Show introduced me to the people behind the brands that I knew and exposed me to new dyers. Me too. I met so many new dyers. Yeah. Oh yeah, Wendy and Ronell. Yeah, and seeing the sheep. Yes. Sally says, I just found out I won a giveaway for a new Nintendo Switch game. So hyped. That is awesome. Congratulations, Sally. I was actually thinking the other day, like, because I've entered a few competitions lately, I've won none of them. And I'm like, yeah, oh well. It's like, hmm. Natalie says it seems my big screen is on a delay compared to my phone. My comments might be a little delayed. That's all right. It's actually pretty common. Dolores says, I loved finding out about Aussie fiber suppliers and crafters. And that was the thing I loved about in the chat is that you knew everybody, or just about everybody, except for some trolls, everybody in the chat was somebody who loved yarn or fiber. So that is cool. Oh, John, excellent. I'll check that out later. Posted a photo of the squares in the fun zone under the stream post. And that's what we try to do over there. Like those of you that are here every week, you guys know the drill. Over in the Fiberific Fun Zone, we pop the link for today's stream. And if you can pop anything that we talk about here or any of the photos that you're currently working on that, you mentioned in the chat, go and pop them directly as a comment under that stream link so that they're all sorted together. So we know which questions we're answering and things like that. The The first big wool show was during the big C. Some of the presenters had trouble positioning their cameras onto what they were doing or on their display. Yes, that's why we actually ran the first big wool show, was because Bendigo Sheep and Wool Show got cancelled. And yeah, most people don't understand the importance of lighting and sound and camera angles, and it's really common. But yeah, it is, it's what they say and what they're talking about, which is probably more important. If you want to look at the photos, you're probably better off hitting their store and checking the photos there. You'll get a more true color, hopefully. But you guys know the drill. Just because you see a photo online, if you look at it on your mobile, on your iPad, on a computer, it looks different because every screen, no matter the brand, every screen looks at things a little bit differently. So you've always got to take things with a grain of salt. But yeah, that's not their skill. My skill is cameras and audio. Their skill is yarn and whatever it is that they're selling. Amelia says, I found you due to the Big Wool Show. Oh, that is awesome. Thank you. I found local suppliers. I got so many tools from the suppliers the first year and lots of yarn the second year. Now, one thing I do want to point out is the Big Wool Show does not have enough subscribers yet, like the channel itself. So I would love to see that increase. So if you are here in this chat and you've been to the Big Wool Show and you love the Big Wool Show, make sure you subscribe to the Big Wool Show YouTube channel. I can't grab the link right now, but I will make sure I add the link into the Fiberific Fun Zone as well. So if you enjoy the Big Wool Show or want to support a yarn crafting event, it's an online event, but it's still an event. Make sure that you go and subscribe to their YouTube channel. Lisby says, I found local suppliers. I got so many tools from the suppliers that first year and lots of yarn the second. Oh, wow, Sally, that's fantastic. You're very lucky in this regard. Yeah, I agree. Birthday after the Big Wool Show. Birthday after the Big Wool Show for sure. Speaking of Aussie fiber producers, sorry, words not working. Cashmere Connections is having a crowdfunding thing at the moment to raise money for some equipment that they need. I may have succumbed to the lucky dip fiber. Oh, that sounds so awesome. My issue is, I want to put in a donation, but not for any fiber because a lot of their equipment mills alpaca, and I'm allergic to alpaca, so I can't go that way. But yes, they are. And it's because, like, I know it sounds bizarre, like, especially if you're watching from the US, but Australia's actual wool industry got destroyed back in the 80s. Like, basically every aspect of wool processing was shipped offshore. Because of like water usage and water wastage and things like that. And Australia is quite arid for the most part. Hard to believe today, when with half of the country, flooding. But yeah, so we lost a lot of fiber producers and we're left with like a couple of really big mills, and they would not do any processing on anything under a ton. So unless you had a ton of fiber to produce, they would not touch you. Whereas the company like Cashmere Connections has come in, and there's a few little companies that do some little jobs, and they're taking in smaller amounts. Now, I'm not quite sure what the smallest amount is that they'll take. I've never asked the question. It's not really something that I've really, it's not really something that I have needed, but they're doing much smaller amounts than a ton, like 1,000 kilos. A ton is 1,000 kilos, right? It's not 100. Yeah, it's 1,000 kilos, I think. Oh, my brain is just not even on. So yeah, so make sure that, if you're in Australia, you really want to support the Australian fiber and yarn industry, then go and check out Cashmere Connections. They are Jackie, you're a champion. There is the link. So make sure that you go and click on that, because they are one of the few companies that process everything in Australia. And I know that's hard to believe because there's other Australian wool companies, but they don't process everything here. They actually ship things offshore for different jobs and then bring them back. Sue Ellen says, oh, hang on, where is it? Sorry. I've had a few kilos processed by the Fibre Shed. So Fibre Shed will do the smaller. So what did you have to send them clean fleece or were you able to send them dirty fleece? Like I knew that they were doing something, but I wasn't quite sure to what regard. John is subscriber number 763. Thank you. We want them to try and get over 1,000 so that we can try and monetize their channel. I don't even know if they care. I care. A metric ton is 1,000 kilos. A US ton is 910 kilos. Why is it different? Shouldn't a ton be a ton? Ah, goodness me. Oh, whoops. I've actually just undone the entire top of this. That's bad. That's bad. Oh, come on. Why do you hate me so much? There we go. Get back in there. Yeah. Why is a ton not a ton? Seriously. Are they washed it, carded it, and turned it into roving? That is awesome, Sue Ellen. What kind of fiber was that? Because, I mean, if it's alpaca and stuff, I can kind of understand it because it doesn't need scouring. It just needs washing. But yeah. Fibre Shed wash process fleece to 8-ply yarn. That is awesome. Hey, look, I'm not going to complain if they can do 8-ply yarn because that's better than what we had 2 years ago, which was no one could bring it from fleece to anything. So, yeah. 8-ply yarn is a start because you've got to have different machinery to run the different plot, like run the different. Well, actually, I think you have the same machinery, but you've got to set it up differently. And they're only really small there. It's a husband and wife. So, I think that's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, they do sheep. Yes. Yeah. I'm the same game, widows. I've got to avoid most of them because they do run it over the same equipment that alpaca's in. If you have a really bad alpaca allergy, you just have to avoid it, which is horrible to say. Talia was already subscribed. That is awesome, Talia. And I'm just assuming you're all subscribed to me, like here on this channel. Like if your subscribe button is red, you need to click that red button and make the red button gray because you'll make my day. Oh, it's an imperial ton. Oh, okay. They even spell it differently. Thanks, Jackie. Rather than a metric ton. All right. Yeah, it's family run, Freaky. Absolutely. And Kashmir Connections is also owned by a husband and wife. They have some extra staff in, but it's another family run business. So my allergy symptoms for alpaca are fire hot red skin, and my whole eyes actually go bright red, and I've problems breathing. So they are my allergy symptoms for alpaca. We did a lot of testing to work that out. I went through a lot of really bad days to realize what was doing it. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna drop down to the second camera here. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. Because otherwise I'm never gonna get this blanket done if I'm not working on it, right? Freaky, you're right. Can't go wrong supporting a family business. Exactly. I mean, unless it's that family business, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're talking about subscribing over on the Big Wool Show YouTube channel, Leanne. Yeah. Don't say that, freaky geek. You just stress people out. You guys are terrible. Now, I did try to look at the settings for the webcam here to see if I could make it so it was less blurry when I crocheted. And I can make it less blurry when I crochet. So I can increase the frame rate. So it's currently at 30 frames per second. And I can increase it up to 60 frames per second. But only if I decrease the entire resolution of it. So it's like, you know what? I don't care that much. I don't care that much that it's a bit blurry. Like, it makes it look like I crochet real fast, right? Let me look here. A US ton is 2,000 pounds. A short ton is a long ton. Oh my. Yeah, John, that's exactly right. There's a lot of tons there. But yes, it's a lot. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so we've got that coming up in November, which will be just so much fun. I'm not quite sure which stall holders we've got yet. I don't know what the state of the website is. I probably should have checked that before I started talking about it in today's live stream. I did not. So yeah, I can hear banging and noise going on out there. I might just have to pop out and have a look. I don't know if I've locked all the doors. Finally got cold here in Indiana. Well, isn't it just fall for you guys? Like, I don't know. Ah, Sue Ellen says the website's looking good with the new dates. Awesome, Sue Ellen. Thanks for checking. Okay, you guys are awesome. Angela says it's currently 7 degrees here at the moment. I don't even know what it is here. It is a bit, it's overcast and raining, and it's just a little bit humid. And I am not enjoying that. We finally got a better quote for fixing our air conditioner. I might have told you guys about that already, but we are booking the work in. It should be done by I think it's in the next couple of weeks. I really hope it's in the next couple of weeks. Also, I'm really hoping, because this is the problem, there was an error code that came up, but it was an odd error code. And they need to replace a motherboard. But the problem is that could have been like the first problem. And there might be other problems that come up once that motherboard is replaced. The guy was like, I don't think so, but I can't promise. So we all have to send positive juju to my air conditioning unit that all it needs is a new motherboard. Seriously. Sally says apparently we're going to have rain and 22 tomorrow with 100% humidity. Oh my gosh, that's going to suck for you. I don't know what we are. I'm going to look. Oh, okay, Australians. How many of you think the rebranding of the bomb website is a joke? I do. I think it's a ridiculous joke. Let me just check the weather here. It is. Oh, you guys can see my phone. I forgot about that. Okay, so it is currently 22 degrees. Feels like 21.4. Where's our humidity percentage? 74% humidity. There you go. Now, I am just going to just pop out quickly and just check what's making this noise. So, yeah, I'll be back in a second. So just, chat amongst yourselves. And anybody who pops in new and freaks out, just calm them down. I'm back. It's just Abby's awake and she's digging through the freezer for frozen fruits. So it's all good. It's nothing weird. Just last I checked, she was still sleeping. So, oh yeah, Kelly, I agree with you. Bomb rebranding, a waste of money. Everyone understands the bomb. So they have, and this is the thing, so they're talking about they sent out a press release to all media outlets, explaining that they would no longer like to be referred to as the bomb or the Weather Bureau. You can refer to us as the Bureau of Meteorology or the Bureau. And I'm sort of sitting there thinking, no one's going to know who the Bureau is. Seriously. Anyway, apparently it's $220,000 of taxpayers' money that's going into this. And yeah, the backlash is amazing. It's so much fun to watch. It's one of the best internet popcorn dumpster fire fights I've ever seen. Because the only people who think it's a good idea is the marketing department of the bomb, which I will continue to call them. As their app still says the bomb. Because, like, good luck fitting the Bureau of Meteorology into a little, tiny app square. Let me look. Yeah. Yeah. The bomb is not the bomb right now. Absolutely, it is not John O'Brien. Yeah, they've really ticked off a lot of people because right now in Australia, there's whole regions flooding again. We're having some crazy weather. And so there's people losing their houses and the bomb's doing a rebrand. So, I mean, like, the reality is it's probably never a good time for the bomb to do a rebrand because if there's not a flood, there's probably a drought. There's probably or a cyclone or some sort of weather thing, right? But yeah, it's just one of those crazy, crazy things. In the US, they have the National Weather Service. Yeah. Well, I think they just like to be called, I think they just want to be called the Bureau so they sound fancy. So people might think that they actually have some, power. Because, like, I watch a lot of American drama. So when I think of the Bureau, I think of FBI. I don't think of a weather or science lab. So yeah, so Kelly's got it right. I totally agree. It's totally the marketing people wanting to get paid. I actually posted a comment in their thread with their announcement. Or someone was bagging the announcement. I don't know. But anyway, I just replied it's like going, hey, can someone tell me the name of the marketing company who's decided to ignore all of the brand recognition and the reputation and trust that's in this brand for a rename just so that I never use them. So yeah, it was just like, oh my gosh, it's craziness. It's absolute craziness. The bomb sounds fun. I reckon that they should have played with it. They should have had some fun with it. Like, this is the thing, like, a lot of Australian advertisers and companies have a lot of fun with their branding here in Australia. And it's because most of us are pretty irreverent. We've got pretty good senses of humor for the most part. And so that they can have some fun. They could have had some serious fun with this, but they didn't. The game where it says I used to work in the same building as the bomb. Very odd people. Yeah, look, I can imagine being a meteorologist is a calling, and it takes a certain kind of person to have that passion for sure. Nettie, welcome to the chat. Yeah, John, NWS and NSW, they would be a little confusing. I agree with you. I'm just going to have some more of my tea. Now, Abby has decided that she's making a smoothie for breakfast. Oh, I wonder if she's worked out that I've eaten all the spinach. We'll find out, I'm sure. But she's going to take the blender out into the back patio to use it out there, apparently. I did tell her she could just use it in the kitchen and we could all, deal with it. But she's decided she wants to take it outside. John says, I want to be a weather guy. Make 6 figures and be wrong 87% of the time. Yeah. And be able to blame it on something that's not you. Like, look, it's the weather. What can I say? We can make forecasts, but we can't 100% predict. But yeah. I'm just, when you're doing a row and you're like, hang on a second, this row's too easy. And you think, oh, I have to have done something wrong. But then you realize, no, it's just an easy row. That's where I'm at right now. It's El Nino. Sorry. Yes, exactly right. Yeah, Louis did wake up. So, it was so bizarre. It was like maybe another 30 minutes of him sitting on that couch like that. And then he came in here and laid on the floor because I was in here pottering around. And I actually threw a blanket over the top of him. which he doesn't like. He doesn't like being under blankets. And I walked off and came back, and he was still under the blanket. I think he's a bit sad because he didn't get to go for a walk today because it's raining here. And Tim doesn't take him for a walk when it's raining. Hang on a second. Yeah.
Can you please open these?
Yes.
I can't open them with my legs.
So Abby's going to have frozen strawberries and frozen dragon fruit pieces.
And I've got juice in there and a bit of yogurt.
Juice and yogurt. Nice. Did you steal my yogurt?
Yep.
Oh,
What else was
don't
I-
waste the rest of it. You better eat it all.
Yeah, I put it all on this meal.
Okay. All right.
Bye everyone. I'm not famous anymore.
She's out. Yeah, John, that's it. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. That's my favorite row as well. Or the 1 and 1, the 1 SC, 1 DC, 1 SC, 1 DC, you know, like that's also good. Oh yeah, Lisby, see, Snowy used to love being under a blanket. I think it might be a mini Foxy thing. Snowy loved it. Louis not so much. He definitely likes being on top of the blankets, and if he's cold, he'll go under the blanket until he's warm, and then he climbs back out again. So I don't think the poodles are a burrowing breed, whereas the foxies are. The foxies are burrowers. Yeah, so there's some stuff happening behind the scenes here with the Fiberific website rollback. I don't even know what to call it. It's not a close down. It's I don't even know. I'm like reducing stock lines and changing things up how I do there. I plan to blog more. And do some different stuff over there. So the website's staying, so it's not actually getting closed down. Margicraft is staying. So if you're one of my Margicraft customers, don't fear, everything's staying where it is. Product rationalization. I don't know if that's really, like, I know what that is, but does that really describe to other people what that is? A review, yeah, it's a review, definitely. Like, I've definitely done a whole business review. It's a restructure. Kelly, you're right. That's the word I was looking for. Restructure. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm not closing things down. I'm just changing things. You're a legend, Kelly. Come up with the best words. Have you all seen the Poke the Bear merch that was inspired by Kelly? So if you go over to Redbubble, there is a new item there called Poke the Bear, and you can get it in totes and tops and cups and all sorts of things, just like all the others. It looks amazing on a tote. I've seen the photos of Kelly ordered hers on a tote. It looks so good. A friend of mine just got a standard poodle and she wants to get her PJs so she isn't cold at night. I'm like, she's a dog, a mammal with hair. Louis has clothes. Don't even talk. Louis has the cutest clothes. Abby buys Louis's clothes. But yes, and Talia, thank you for the reminder. I'm ignoring your actual comment, but I have to make badges with all the little Poke the Bear things. So I'm just waiting until I clear out some space and then I'll go in and start doing those as well, because that will be some fun too, to put those in the bags. Oh, thank you, Sally Mod Extraordinaire, for adding the link to my Redbubble store. So yeah, that you can go and check out the new Poke the Bear. It was kind of fun making that one. You know, when someone gives you an idea and you just like, you can run with it, and it's just like, yes, this, thank you. That's what we did. Yeah, Louis is a Havanese cross toy poodle. So he looks adorable in clothes. Louis gets regular haircuts to cut most of his hair off, though, because he does not like being brushed. And he also loves playing in the yard and getting grass seed and bindies and cobbler's pegs on him. So we do make him, like, we do brush him. He just really does not enjoy it. So we keep his hair pretty pretty short. He's quite long at the moment. John says, I like maker, creator, procrastinator. Yeah, me too. That one's a bit special for me because that's a description of me. And I realized the other day, I was like thinking about something that I had to get done. So I was scrubbing the cupboards out. So it turns out I'm a procrastinator as well. Like when I need to work on something that I'm not sure if I really, it's not so much that I want to do it or I need to think it through or research it some more, that I realize I'll go and clean things as well, which is weird. Like if you know me, it's so weird. It just feels wrong, actually. He's a Havapoo. That's the name of his. That's the colloquial term for his breed is Havapoo. Or what's the other one? Puvanese is the other version of it I've heard. But I think Havapoo is cuter than Puvanese. But each to their own. I'm just checking the chat. He is a Muppet. He is absolutely a Muppet. He is a total little teddy bear Muppet. And he looks adorable and then does evil. It's just what he does. He gives you this look of like, get ready for it because, yeah, Freaky's like, and I thought Labradoodle was weird. Oh my God. John says, no one tells Stephanie, but I think I need the Hedge of Ninja leggings to wear to her Patreon retreat. Oh my God. John, if you do that, I need a photo desperately. I will not tell Stephanie, I promise. But oh my gosh, unless she watches the replay of this live chat, then I suppose technically I have told Stephanie because I read it out. But that sounds amazing. That just sounds so much fun. Oh, wow. Do they make the leggings in men's sizes? I don't even know the answer. Oh, Abby's smoothie. This is Abby's smoothie, everybody. I'm just testing it for. Ooh. It's a very pink smoothie from the dragon fruit. That's very nice. And you've got my good protein yogurt in there. Did you use the strawberry one? Cool.
It said in the recipe to use watermelon juice. I had strawberry and watermelon in it.
Awesome.
Also, we don't have any watermelon juice.
Also, watermelon juice in a smoothie sounds weird. Sorry, guys. Evie hates being brushed even softly since a puppy. Not sure if it's the sound of the brush through her fur. Louie doesn't mind like a soft brush, but if you use like a brush with like, one that'll actually do the job, then you're in trouble. Too late to edit that out now. That's right, Freaky, it is. Why would you burn an oodle and what's an oodle? Oh, okay, I see it. Sorry, I see the thing. Yep. Yeah, that's a shame, John. I didn't think that they did do them in the men's sizings. That's frustrating. I mean, that could still be terrifying to see, but it may not be the goal. That may not be the end game. Yeah, that's the thing. I missed a comment, so I didn't understand the reference. I don't know if I've got the Hedge of Ninja available in shirts or shorts, Talia. I'd have to have a look. I set that up a while ago. I can't remember what I allowed it access to because that's the thing. As the store owner, you get to decide which things get your image on them. It'd be pretty cool if you could get like some board shorts or something with them on there. Guys, I just want to say a huge thank you for making me ball up all that yarn last week. It's going so much better. I'm so much happier. Now that I'm not worried about the big, more yarn bath coming into the ball. Oh no, that'll be exciting. So yeah, definitely taken some stress out of this task. And technically, it should make it easier for me to work on these, you know, out in the lounge room, which I have not been doing. I know, Talia, but it was just like, oh, now I have to go and get the ball winder. And I couldn't quite remember where it was. And then I found it earlier in the week last week as I was shuffling some things around. I was like, oh, there's that ball winder and its handle. Because some things came home from retreat and kind of just got tucked somewhere where they don't actually go, just to get them out of the way. And that was that was actually a whole crate. That was the crate. So yeah. Oh, my hands are actually sweating. This is gonna suck in here in summer. Oh man. What I usually do, right, is if Abby's not home, I just have the door open and suck the air conditioning out of her room. But when she's home, it's just a bit too noisy to have the door open. Although now that I have this cool microphone, that might make a difference. Maybe we should test that next week. Because she'll be home. Or will she be home next week? She might have an exam. I don't know. Abby's in this weird phase of school now where technically she has finished all of her standard classes and now she just goes back for exams. Oh, Sally says the hedge of ninja is only on the leggings or the mini skirt. I don't know if John can pull off a mini skirt. I mean, I'm sure he could try. I'll have you know I have very nice legs. Okay. Does somebody pick on him for that? Anyway. Oh dear. Yeah, I don't know if I want to put my ninja logo on Speedos. I just think the placement would be bad. I can't believe I just said that out loud. But yes, I will have a look and see if there's some other options, John, for something that you'd actually wear with Hedge of Ninja. The leggings would have been so fun though, just so funny. The Hedge of Ninja kilt, that would be kind of cool too. Although probably like blasphemous for kilts. Possibly. Nah. Oh dear. Okay. All right. We've gone down a rabbit hole now, haven't we? Oh, it's terrible. You guys are the worst. Like legit. Kilts are usually wool. Yes. Yes. Although, you know, to have the Hedge of Ninja printed on it, you'd need to use like a polyester or a, you know, something that can take a heat transferred what do you call it? I can't see any company weaving it into the fabric. Yes, kilts do use lots and lots and lots of fabric and are exceptionally heavy. Yes, that is very true. There's a guy that I follow on TikTok, funnily enough, and he shows all the different ways to put on a kilt because he works in some castle in Scotland, like a touristy kind of thing, and he does all the tours. Oh, Natalie, 3 rounds, frogging 3 rounds due to the wrong stitch count. I'm sorry. Yeah, look, you know what? I think that if men want to wear skirts or kilts or whatever, they should legit be able to. I don't think dresses are a feminine thing at all. I very rarely wear dresses myself. And I don't consider myself less feminine because I wear pants. So I don't consider a man more feminine because he wears a skirt. There's this guy that I saw a video on him. He went viral a couple of years ago because he was wearing women's corporate wear to work. And his wife didn't care, his kids didn't care, they understood. He said it was just nicer and he liked it more and he got to, you know, wear more things. And And, work tried to have a conversation with him about it. And he was like, so let me get this straight. You don't want me to wear this, except you expect her to wear this. And the office shut up, and he gets to wear what he wants. And he public transports it to work, and he always is very neat and very classy. I just thought it was very odd. Kilt photo in the fun zone, very nice. Some guys can pull off wearing a kilt better than others. Absolute truth. Absolute truth. All right, we finished that row. Now, that was the last row of that chart. I need to jump over to this one. Go to the first row of there. So I'm on the last repeat, but it uses up like the bottom of chart 4 and the top is chart 5. So I'm actually very, very clever. And I cut out a piece of the other chart and sticky taped it on. So on this one, this is the final chart. But now I'm on to the 189. So I'm in the final repeat on the final chart. Woot woot. New row. Thank you, Amelia. Yes, new row win. Beep, 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 beep. We need a song. Chart not meant to be on the screen. Look, I took it off really fast. Thank you, Talia, though. You're right. Okay. Pink. Come over here. Pinky pink. Could you guys read what was on the chart in that amount of time? And even if you paused it, would it be beneficial? Because it's the last bit of an entire project. Freaky has a valid question. Does John's tartan have a name? I know, Talia. Thank you. I think because the pattern's been out for a few years now, I don't think it's as big a deal as it was when I very first started and the pattern was brand new. Oh my gosh. Now that she's got like 4 more patterns out after it. And the rest, probably way more than 4. Okay, so I've just got to keep an eye on the chart here. I've moved it over here so it's a bit closer so I could see it better. Because I think I've got to get my eyes tested again. And then 2. And then 3. Abby's smoothie was really nice. You know when you're like, hang on a second, the center pull ball's a bit tight. Is yarn bath going to come out of the center pull ball that I wound so I didn't get yarn bath? Yeah, I agree, Freaky. Talia is trouble. Absolutely. Yeah, I was just thinking the Queen came out ages and ages ago. She's had like 4 projects. You're probably good. Yeah. I mean, it's still a good idea to respect the copyright, but yeah. And, respect the fact that she's let me do this for so long. I don't think that was the plan. It's just taken me this long, but she's never come at me about these videos or anything like that. Never gotten any kind of like YouTube trouble, which she could do. She could make it so I pull them down and not do them if that's what she wanted to do. So I really appreciate that she hasn't. It is a bit warm in here. The door actually got closed all the way up, so I'm actually going to go and open it up a little just to get some fresh air. Hang on. Because we've got the big lights on in here and the room, it all gets stuffy. I think I've actually even got the window open. But yeah, just a bit too stuffy for me. Amelia, I personally prefer to take the yarn from the middle of the ball because then the ball doesn't roll around and it's just right there. And so that's why I prefer to do it. Now there are some downsides like yarn bath and knots and things like that. So last week we actually went through and rewound the balls just on a ball winder, just so that because I was getting a lot of yarn bath out of these ones, and the purple one was really starting to collapse because it was the big kilo ball of yarn. So yeah, it was definitely definitely needing to be wound. So, but everyone does it their own way, and it's all good either way, whatever you choose. But I just don't like it when the balls roll around. And I don't always use a yarn bowl or and even with a yarn bowl, I still prefer the ball from the center. You guys, I didn't actually dig out my yarn bowl. I don't even know where I've put it. That's true, Jackie. It is free marketing and exposure for her, and I am always very complimentary because it's just beautiful. How could you not? And yes, if I was bagging her out, it would be totally different, I can imagine. But Freaky's right. There are some people who don't like the word of mouth advertising. They want to control all of the words about something. I'm always concerned in dealing with those sorts of companies. It's a discussion that we have with YouTubers actually about the different contracts for sponsorships and like product reviews, because some companies, which I'll never sign up to one of these agreements, actually expect to be able to watch a video before it goes public and get you to change things. Now, if it's just some technical information I got wrong, I got no problems with that. But if they actually don't like my opinion on something, that's a deal breaker. That is a total deal breaker. If I can't give my honest opinion, why do they want me to review it? Is my question. Holly, do you have a late note? Sally says, hand-dyed yarn that I've wound, I go from the middle, but commercial yarn, I go from the outside. There you go. Everyone does things a bit differently. But yeah, so I mean, one of the decisions that I have been making with the other channel is like how to fund it, sort of thing. And I'm just not the biggest fan of some of the sponsorship deals. So if I was able to do, like, this video is sponsored by, say, something like, by one company, but then actually like kind of like what if any of you watch Linus Tech Tips, it's a total geek out, amazing YouTube tech channel. If you like tech, you should totally be watching Linus Tech Tips. But anyway, he does these things where he'll be doing like a video talking about something, right? So say he's doing a video talking about this yarn, right? And then he'll have a sponsored piece. He'll be like, this video has been proudly sponsored, not by this yarn, but by this pen. So you can give an honest opinion on the yarn because this company has sponsored a video, not their product in a video, if that makes sense. So I like those sorts of ones, but I don't like the ones where they are like, you have to, you need to talk about my product for 30 seconds of your video at the start, and we want final veto on if we like what you say and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I don't like that. John says a lot of creators are doing sponsorships like that. Yeah, and it's because, I've got a snag in the middle of this ball. Come on, don't be permanent snag, you little buttocks. So yeah, it is. It's definitely a really solid way to do a sponsorship, because you get to have content about whatever you want while still making an income, which as creators we all need to do. Well, as humans we need income, but also just in no way can it look sus that you're like, oh yeah, the only reason you've given this a good plug is because they paid you. Welcome to the chat, Colin from UK. You're in Liverpool. Like, what time is it for you? Is it like 3 a.m.? Like, what are you doing awake? Jackie says it's becoming a bit of a thing in sport with athletes refusing to wear the logo of companies they don't support. Yeah, absolutely. it's totally a thing. And I think that, people should be able to make their own decisions. Now, that also means that they'll miss out on that income. So if they don't want to do that, then they don't get the income or the share of that sponsorship income that the team would be getting, or whatever, however that works. But yeah. Let me just check here. No, that's all right. I read the comment. It's all good. But yeah, so it's definitely it's a huge conversation point for creators on how they will get their income. We actually had a big live stream last week over on the other channel just about ways to make money using YouTube. And yeah, it was just a really interesting conversation, because, like, there's a lot of people who think that the ad money is the good money on YouTube, and it's really just not. It's not terrible, and you don't say no to it, but it's not where the real money is. The real money is when you create a business behind your brand and you start doing, creating your own revenue streams, be it affiliate income, which is where Fiberific's going, just so that you all know. We're going to lean more into the affiliate income now that the website is restructuring. I love that word. Thank you, Kelly. So we're going to be leaning into other income streams and other income options. So you get to see some of the stuff I've been putting into practice over on the other channel coming in onto this one just a little. Freaky says the real money is not in my bank account. Mine either, Freaky. I love that. It's not in my bank account. So yeah, it is definitely an interesting topic, and because everyone, like, there's lots of different options and ways that people can go, and because people run their businesses differently, and how they do things is all different. I love that there's so many choices that people can make, and because everyone's community is different and they have different expectations. Like you guys here are super supportive and with the memberships, which I don't even know how to thank you all for that. But some people don't have that on their channels. They'll have bigger channels but have decided not to have memberships, so they'll do something different. Whereas I'll do memberships and merch and other things, affiliates, and I still plan on doing things like making blinglets and letting you know when they're on the store, and making new Q bags and adding badges and things like that. There'll be like drops of stuff rather than constant every week things. I wish I could recall your other channel name. Is that a joke? It's just my name. It's just Chantelle Hills. It's got my face as the logo. I just passed, because it's a new channel and it's a small channel, I just passed 200 subs over there. So it's very exciting. Oops, hang on. That's not what I want to do there. I did the wrong thing. But yeah, you're just looking for youtube.com/@Chantelle Hills, and that'll take you to the channel. Oh, hang on, I'll see if I can. Yeah, the new channel is growing. Yeah. Oh yeah, thanks, Leanne. Leanne's dropped in a link. Over there we talk about, Sally dropped in a link as well. You guys are awesome. So over there we talk about YouTube. It is all YouTube all the time. It's live streaming, it's making income, it's gear, it's all that sort of stuff. It's all YouTube. There's no yarn crafting over there. I run the chats just a little bit differently as well. Just because I've usually got a guest, so I don't interact quite so hard with the chat as I do here. Yeah, it's just different. So, but if you're looking to learn more about YouTube and learn more about live streaming, then that is a great place for you to go and have a look. There's a handful of interviews already up with some fantastic creators. So yeah, you should definitely go and check that out. But yeah, like having like, and for many years, the conversation around money on YouTube was very quiet, because there are all sorts of rules in place where people couldn't discuss what kinds of income. And there's still some rules in place. So people still, oh, what have I done there? So people still have to be careful. But yeah, it's definitely opened up more, and people are being more transparent about, the truth. Because there's a lot of people who truly believe that if you have a YouTube channel and you're getting views, then you're making bank. And the reality is, if you've got people you guys all know this, but you've got people using ad blockers or skipping the ads, there's no money. That doesn't happen. You get nothing. You get absolutely nothing. And so having an audience like you guys, who understand how all that works, is great. Do I spend $160 on printer ink or $300 on a new printer? How old is the printer that you would be considering replacing? Because that's a tough question. That's a legit tough question. NDAs about the money doled out to people, but now folks almost talk freely about it. Yeah, there's still some things that are. Oh, it's only 12 months old. Huh. I don't know. I'd probably buy the toner this time round, but once all that was used up, I'd probably buy the new printer then, if it were me. Like, or if the printer is a whingy, pooper pants, then I'd ditch it. But if the printer's fine, then I would just get the ink. Do you get anything if you have premium YouTube watchers? Yes, you do. So it comes up as a separate line, and I do. Yes. It is. Yeah. Jackie says the printer's fine. It's just out of ink. Yeah, I'd just pay for the ink this month, and then, next time round when you've got to buy ink, then make the decision. There's nothing wrong with the printer. So warranty is not an issue. It just needs ink. Yeah, so you have AdSense income and YouTube Premium income, and they come directly from YouTube. So how the YouTube Premium income works is, so the sort of $10 US per month that someone pays, YouTube take a portion out of that for their own fees, whatever. And then what's left is divided amongst the channels you've watched. So yeah, but I don't know what the percentage is that YouTube takes out off the top. But yeah, it's not. It's fine. Yeah. Nowhere local for no brand ink. Have to go to Officeworks. Don't Officeworks also sell no brand ink? I know that Office National does. Yeah, Leslie, so if people have YouTube Premium and they get no ads, we still get income. But if they don't watch the ads, like they skip the ads, and they have like a third party ad blocker, then the creator gets nothing. So I've always been like, I always get grumpy at people. Like, if you guys follow me over on Twitter, which is again not Yarncraft related, it's just Twitter for me, where I scream into the void. I had a big rant over there a few weeks back because a podcast that I watch started a Patreon. And the Patreon members got additional content. So the podcast didn't change. You could still listen to the podcast for free, like you've done for a year, no issues. But those happen. But those that paid the additional to have access, they got some. Perks. Like, the perks were like, you could get to watch part of the video of the interview, not just the audio, or some additional stuff that was cut out of the public version, or stuff like that. And it's just a lot of fun. Now, I'm not saying that they did not have it behind like a $50 a month thing. It was $4 or $9 a month, right? It was cheap. But yeah, so it was so inexpensive for what you were getting. And people were angry. Like, they were legit like, that's not fair. You're making it so that people miss out. And I'm sort of reading this, and I originally thought they were joking. Seriously, when I first read it, I thought, oh, she's got to be kidding. And then, no, not kidding. They were so angry at the creators of this podcast. And I'm just like, seriously, where do you get off? Like, you expect people just to just work and work and work for nothing? And this lady was like, no, I'd watch more ads. And it's just like, do you know how many ads you'd have to watch for the creator to get $4? That's a lot of ads. That's a lot of ads. Because I think on average for this channel, I get about 0.02 cents each time someone watches an ad. So hang on, I can work it out. I've got a rough idea of what my RPM is. Hang on. So calculator, it's it's like 0.15 to 0.2 cents per ad watch. So for someone to pay $4 a month for this content, they would have to watch a lot of ads. Like, seriously? Yeah, Game Widows, me too. That's exactly why I do it. I skip ads, but I've got memberships. Yes, absolutely. And Angela, you're right. People who use ad blockers on websites, you're basically making it so your creator cannot afford to maintain their website. Websites are not free. Hosting is not free. And if you get free hosting, it is not reliable. Lots of discussion over the ink. Yeah. Yeah. I've got laser printers as well. I like my laser printers, but I also have what have I done here? Just two. And yeah, ad blockers are needed for some news sites. Really? No, Shah, it's all good. It's good to see you in the chat. No, and you weren't changing the topic. It was part of the topic that we're having. We jump around in here. It's what we do. It's like shiny things. Linda, really? Ad blockers are needed for news sites? Our local news site is full of ads to the point of anything there being unreadable. Really? Gosh, I just wouldn't use that news site. Leanne says we talk all the things here. Shah is procrastinating from spinning alpaca. Oh, Shah, I understand your pain. The only thing missing from that are these pop-up ads. Yeah, like I will confess, I get frustrated if I go to like a website and like say it's a recipe. Say I want a recipe. I've been drawn there by the imagery or the name of something that looks delicious and fantastic, and then you get there, but you don't get you've got to go through the whole story of how they created the recipe first, and then the history of the ingredients, and in meantime, as you're scrolling down, there's ads all down the sides. They annoy me because I've gone there for a recipe, not a history lesson. But I also understand that they get to make a bit more money that way. But I don't like it when I have to click on something to get to the page. Do you know what I mean? Like if I scroll down, whatever. I don't like ads that pop over the top of everything. I don't mind banner ads as long as I don't block anything. Yes, John, just give me the recipe. Yes, I agree with you. The writing I can deal with, the invasive ads making it hard to read, make me not want to be there. Yes. And I hate websites like when you go to Pinterest and you've got to click here to go to the actual thing, but then you've got to click here and then if I've got to click twice to get to something, I'm out. You've lost me straight away. If I'm not finding the information promised on that first image within 2 clicks, I am out. Freaky says, same here. My aunt got an air fryer and was trying to find out what temperature and how long to cook pork chops for. was a pain. John says I never go to Pinterest. I've stopped. That's how much I used to love Pinterest. I used to be the queen of the Pinterest boards. I used to pin so much stuff and make fun boards, and now I'm just like, you know what? I hate it here. I hate it because it is so frustrating because people are just repinning stuff, and you've got to pin from the pin to the pin to the pin to the pin, finally to a website that's no longer working. Or, you know, something's like free crochet patterns, and then you go through the 14 pins to find it, only to find that it's actually not free. So much copyright breach going on. Yeah. On Pinterest. Yeah, Pinterest is a dumpster fire. And they were doing so well for so many years, and then they got greedy. And that's what happens. Oh, Artok says, or after scrolling to the bottom of that article to find that there's actually no recipe. I would that would be me getting ready to write an angry email. Because that's that whole, you know, you make me have to click on something else to get to the actual recipe. I don't mind the ones that have all that crap, have all the ads, have everything. But then they're like, to get to the ingredients list, click here. And then you click there and you just jump straight into a standard recipe. I'm okay with that because you've given me the option. I can either scroll down and lose hours of my life for no real reason, or I can click that button. And those ones I don't mind. They're fine. I hate it when you look at a new website and the whole screen gets covered with the subscribe and get whatever off screen before you can even look at the website. Yes. Now I tried one of those join my newsletter ones years ago for the Fiberific website, and I got annoyed by it, so I turned it off. And now you have to scroll to the bottom. Like there's a page where you can go to click to join the newsletter. Oh, Leanne has an excellent suggestion here. If you are in this chat and you're enjoying this random conversation on all things random, plus me crocheting, make sure you hit the thumbs up for sure. And you see a picture with a triangle like it's a video, and then you go to watch the video and it's just a picture. Yeah, that's annoying also. That's normally a dead link because usually what that means is they've added in the image. You should click it and it should send you to like YouTube or Vimeo or something, but their link is dead, or they forgot to add the link, because that's another fun one. I've done that. I forgot to add the link. Like I sent out a newsletter this morning and realized when I was reading it that I forgot to spell check it. So don't pick on me for the typos. It was early morning email. And yes, I know continually has another T in it. Dead link or clickbait? Yeah, it could be either, honestly. Oh, Kelly, thank you. Really enjoying the chats. I'm glad you enjoy the chats. I enjoy the chats. Or you get a link to a YouTube to view something and all it shows is the ad. Yeah, like it's like I know what it is. I'd like to know more about it, please, not an advertisement. Yeah, I think there are some dodgy business practices going on out there. And they just, you know, they assume people are dumb and will fall for it. But they're not dumb. Game Widows. I own many seam rippers. How many can I find? I'm going to hazard a guess at 0. Ignore my spelling mistakes by far. Oh my gosh. So you've convinced me. No more internet. It's bad. Except for, you know, my corner of the internet. I try to keep my corner of the internet pretty cool. But no, you just got to be like, you know, you just got to protect your time is really what it boils down to. I can feel, is there a cobbler's peg? There is a cobbler's peg. Louis has been on this blanket. He's king of the cobbler's pegs. Little stinker. Okay, what am I doing? More of those. Yeah, one day you'll find them all when you don't need them. Yeah, I've got 2 clover seam rippers and 2 not clover ones, and I love the clover seam rippers so much. And then I will get, you know, and I'll need a seam ripper and I can't find one of the clover ones and I have to use one of the other ones, and I'm like, I hate this one so much. And then you use it and you're like, yeah. I actually keep a seam ripper taped to the side of my sewing machine. Yep. And one in the cookie tin sewing kit. That's a great idea as well. I keep one taped to the side of my sewing machine and one in my little toolbox for my sewing. And I have a glass jar that I keep the others in. So funnily enough, I can usually find them first. So yes. But yeah, internet is weird. That's the theme of today's live stream. The tin of disappointment. Won't mention the artist, can't afford being a patron, retired in Zilcho concessions, so I requested to pay an upfront 1 year's worth, but was rejected. Was it being unreasonable? No, but the problem is, especially with Patreon, you'll want those Patreon perks, obviously, but Patreon will not let you pay upfront and get the perks, and there's no way to manually add you in. Yeah, it's a Patreon thing. So I don't think that you're being unreasonable, but the service that you're on, that you're using, doesn't allow for that. And so you could have donated to them or given to them that amount of money for upfront, but there was no way for them to add you in. The only way is for you to sign up to the Patreon. So, and if you don't want to do it that way, then unfortunately you do just miss out. Vampire says your corner of the internet is a pleasant distraction while being stuck at home with a chest infection. I am so sorry to hear that. I hope you're feeling better soon. And luckily today has not been a super funny one, because, you know, then I'd feel guilty that we've made you laugh. And, you know, made the chest infection worse. So, yeah. Unfortunately, Judith, sometimes there are just hoops that have to be jumped through for you to have access to things, and if you can't do it their way, then you don't get to do it. Yeah. Oh, Game Widows found a seam ripper. Woot woot. Yeah. Let me look here. I'm going to keep going. We're nearly at the end of another row, you guys. I'm pretty excited. Oh, Artzog says, don't feel guilty. I make her laugh all day. I don't feel guilty. Artzog, I hope you are looking after her, like Sally says. I'm trying not to smile at that, because that would be me, I have to confess. John, I can't show that post. But I appreciate it very much. Oh my gosh. Yep. Oh, you get to be her carer for a few days. Well, that's nice. I was going to show it and then reread. I know. I nearly clicked it and I was like, oh no, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it's a step too far. It's good though. It's a fun comment. Sorry you guys don't get to see it. Just me and the mods. It was a fun comment, just not suitable for the public. It could be reworded so that it is suitable for the public, however. But that'd be fun. Look, he probably could post it in the fun zone. I don't know if it would be as amusing, because it's, you know. Yeah, nearly the end. Oh, it's a quote from Futurama. Oh, okay. It's a direct quote, but yes, except for, you know, one part of it. Let me just get to, I'm nearly at the end here. I just need to double check. Yeah, I haven't watched it in a long time. Jackie, as a mod, you can click the view deleted message and you can read it without actually showing it. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. But yes, it was pretty good. Yeah, look, I understand there's some limitations to how people can be supported and funded, and sometimes it means we miss out, and it's disappointing because like I'm in the same boat. There's things that I would love to be a part of, but I just can't do it how they need you to do it, and so I just don't get to have it, unfortunately. But I'm hoping that one day things open up a bit more and there's more options available, because I think there'd actually be a few people who would like to do that. But the other downside, actually, now that I'm thinking about that, Judith, what would happen if you paid for the 12-month in advance and then they stopped whatever it was after 6 months? Would you expect a refund? And I think that's one of the advantages of paying for things monthly, is that you know, if the creator stops or becomes unreliable, whatever, you can cancel it or you can pull out. There we go. Two, and then we're nearly there. I have to check how many rows of this pink I need to do. Skizzers. We are done skizz on that row. Okay. All right, now I'm looking at the time and I'm like, oh, if I was just out in the lounge room, I could legit do a row in 30 minutes, but I don't know if I can do a row in 30 minutes to you guys. You're very distracting. I'm going to hold this up this time so it doesn't accidentally get a free view. It's only 3 more rows of the pink. Oh, Talia's Fiberific parcel arrived safely. That is awesome. Glad to hear that. I should try, right? Because we've only done 2 rows. I should try a third. This better not be a hard row, is all I'm going to say. I'll be really disappointed. I mean, technically none of the rows are hard, but some of them require a bit more concentration than others. Did you get my dollars? Yes, it came through yesterday. I'm like, what dollars? But no, now I know what you're talking about. Yes, it came through yesterday. Oh, I put that in the wrong spot, didn't I? Yes. Sally says no. Good one, Sally. Oh dear. Oh, that's going to be frustrating, Kathy. My password doesn't work, and I've tried to do the forgot password thing, and it doesn't work. I contacted them. Are you using the right email address? Maybe you set it up with a different email address, and it is, it's sending you your password contact stuff to the other email address. That's all I can think of. John posted in the fun zone. Good job, John. Good job. So if you're in the fun zone, you get to see the comment that we would not allow on Facebook. It's all good, Judith. Sometimes just understanding how a system works makes things clearer. I could probably, I don't know, actually, yeah, I can check to see which email address you've signed up for my Patreon with and let you know which one that is after the stream is over. Send me a message and remind me. Oops, wait a second. Oh, it's 1 because we're now here. It's different now. So it is, wait, is it? Yes, 1, not 2. Okay. Chantelle, follow the actual instructions, not what you think the instructions are. Does anybody else do that? Like goes off on their own little thing like, oh, yes, this is what I'm doing. And to realize, no, that's not correct. Even remotely. Not even remotely correct. Yeah. I'm trying to crochet fast because this one's a little logical. So I should be able to move through it quite quickly. I just don't know if I can do it in 30 minutes, 20 minutes, really, 25-ish. Gosh, where did that 5 minutes go? I was complaining, wasn't I? I know what I'm doing. 10 minutes later, no, I don't. Oh my gosh, I got this. I don't got this. Oh, bugger. Go back, let go. My stomach is starting to rumble. Oh my gosh. Mine's not. I had such a good breakfast today. I went out to the garden and I picked a whole pile of my little Tom Thumb tomatoes because they were all bright red, so I didn't want the bugs to get them. So I picked those and brought them in. And then I decided that I'm going to have bacon for breakfast because it needs to get used up. So I grabbed some bacon and then I throw the little tomatoes to cook in the bacon grease as well with the bacon. And then I threw in some spinach as well. And then I cooked some eggs. And then I made toast and a coffee. And then I had all of that. It was very delicious. I enjoyed it. But for lunch today, I shall be having leftover sweet and sour chicken from dinner last night. So, yes. It's a food day today. Tally's going to start calling John Bender. Oh, dear. For those of you that don't know, Bender is a character out of Futurama. Can you come and make me breakfast? I would not have had the energy to do all of that. Yep. I don't usually. I usually make something like the 90-second high protein porridge or a tub of yogurt with some low sugar muesli in it. You know, like that's normally the extent of my breakfast. Also coffee. There's always coffee. There's always energy to make coffee. But yeah. Kathy, and I didn't share the bacon with Louis, and that's why I went looking for Louis. So earlier on today, I sent a message to like a little group chat I'm part of, and Kathy's part of, and I was just like, check out Louis, like dead to the world. I had sat in the lounge, like I cooked the bacon. I sat in the lounge room, I ate my bacon breakfast. No dog appeared, like no dog appeared, which is rare because Louis loves bacon. And so after I finished my breakfast and I took my dishes back to the kitchen, I'm looking around for the dog and he was totally snoozling on the chair in Tim's little office thing. And he was like dead to the world. So I got the cutest photo of him and he stayed there for like half an hour. Normally, if I take a photo, he instantly wakes up. Last time I ate breakfast was at retreat, and that was only because it was cooked for me. How good were those breakfasts at retreat? Honestly, that French toast with the avocado. I love breakfast food. Adam Leo made Chinese style steamed eggs this week. Going to try them. They looked good. Oh, I'm going to go and check that out. Somebody is poking the bear today. He's lucky. He's so cute. Yes, he is lucky. He's very cute. Oh, as in Vampire, somebody's poking you. Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about Louis. Louis is cute. I have no idea if Artsog's cute. I don't think I've seen a photo of Artsog. But I'm assuming you would think Artsog is cute as he is yours. Really, like backpedal hard on that one. Backpedaling. But yes, I also consider Louis a bear. He is a little teddy bear, which is where I got confused. John says, I thought she meant me. Oh dear. It's going to backpedal any faster. Possibly. So what's Artsog making you for lunch, Vampire? Just out of curiosity. Hopefully something delicious. You always make him delicious things. Ah. I'm trying to crochet fast and watch the chat. It's very difficult, you guys. Card games and new friends. Yes. Pineapple pizza, apparently. I like pineapple pizza. I see that. Time for pineapple pizza. Yes, I like pineapple pizza. I actually put extra pineapple in my sweet and sour chicken. I love like as much pineapple basically as it can take. The recipe is like, oh, use this much. I'm like, no, whole can. Enjoy the rest of your week. Do you have caffeinated crafters tonight for the locals? I don't. Maybe I do and I didn't realize it. Hang on a second. Let me just check. I think maybe I do. Calendar 1, 2. No, that's the wrong month. 1, 2. I do. Caffeinated Crafters is on tonight and I totally forgot about it. Thank you for the reminder. Because that would have been embarrassing. So yeah, Caffeinated Crafters is on tonight. Oh my gosh. Sally said I had pineapple on my pizza last night along with chicken and barbecue sauce. Sharon, we have Caffeinated Crafters. We meet up at the IKEA at Logan around 6 p.m. You'll find us all tucked up in the back corner. Yeah, the first and third Thursdays of the month we go. And today is the third Thursday. Luckily that Leanne reminded me. Jackie says I have an elderflower and cream donut. Well, I've got lukewarm tea. Jackie Doyle, you take that back. You take that back or we can't be friends. No. Well, then we can't share pizza. That's all I'm going to say. And I agree with John. Barbecue chicken pizza is always allowed. Now, if I'm having a supreme or something like that, yeah, tomato for sure. But barbecue chicken with pineapple bacon is way better. Bacon is way better. Barbecue is way better. Barbecue deserves to be on pizza, just not on all the pizzas. Oh, here we go. Pineapple, barbecue sauce, anchovies, and olives. There you go. Any cheese? What about cheese? Do you have cheese? You gotta have cheese on a pizza, right? I hate when I go places and they don't put cheese on a pizza. It's just like, well, you forgot something. You forgot something on my pizza. Barbecue chicken is the best. Yes, agreed. Sauce is sauce when it comes to pizza. Yeah. Cheese goes without saying. Oh, thank you, outside. Just checking, because there are people who are like, no, I don't eat cheese. I'm vegan. And you're just like, I'm sorry, what now? But cheese. It's cheese. Yeah, Freaky. I like to try some different sauces. There's a place, I don't remember where it was, but you can get like a white sauce on the pizzas. And I gave it a try. It's probably not my favorite, but if someone served me pizza with it on there, I'd still eat it. As long as it didn't have something disgusting like prawns on it. I don't believe prawns belong on pizzas, and I don't believe that egg belongs on pizzas. They're probably the two things for me. If the cheese moves without help, I'm gone. Yeah, me too. The cheese should require assistance in all its movements. Oh yeah, cheese makes it everything, especially on cheesy garlic bread. We went out for dinner, sort of like myself, Tim, my mum and her partner, and my cousin and her husband. And we all went up to the local pub for dinner, and we got this cheesy garlic bread with bacon bits on it. It was so good. It was so good. Oh wait, what do you mean we're stepping into dangerous territory now? Molly loves prawns on a pizza. Okay. Oh no. Oh, we have to stop making Vampire laugh. There's a place here that makes a Sunday roast pizza with meat, peas, and potato. It's not too bad if you remove the peas. Yeah, I can't imagine peas on a pizza. Is it cheesy still? Like I've had a tandoori chicken pizza that had like a soft yogurt thrown over it after it was like a sweet kind of yogurt like drizzled across it after it was cooked. It didn't have cheese, but it was delicious. Tally says I'm the only one in the house who eats olives. If I make savory rolls and the eldest misbehaves, I tell her and put olives in them. Pizza toppings are controversial. Apparently so, Dolores. Apparently so. Like I'm not the hugest fan of a supreme pizza, honestly. I mean, I see why people love them. I get the appeal. They're not my favorites. And look, I love olives on a pizza, but I don't like those little black tie rings that get put on them. And same as at Subway. So, I don't just like I'll have everything except for olives and onion. And my husband's like, but you like olives? I'm like, I don't know what they are, but they're not olives. They're dry and black and weird and like tires. Have you tried the cheeseburger pizza from Domino's? We have not. We've looked at it. We've decided to order something else instead. I have to say, I'm just a straight up pepperoni fan. Like, I love a good slice of pepperoni, right? Like cheese, sauce, cheese, and like it's just a straight up Moz cheese pepperoni, and like lots of pepperoni, lots and lots and lots and lots of pepperoni. And so that's like it's my favorite pizza. And then second to that is the barbecue chicken with barbecue sauce. So yeah, I love a good pepperoni pizza, and I don't mind deep crust. I don't mind like crunchy, like thin crust. I don't care as long as there's a good cheese to pepperoni ratio on the top. Changing topic momentarily. What days, weeks are the IKEA Crafters meetups? It is the first and third Thursday, starting at 6 p.m. That's it. So first and third Thursday of the month, 6 p.m. up at IKEA. We all tend to grab some dinner while we're there. You don't have to, but we do. And just sit around and crafting until they kick us out around 8:30ish. John says, I like chorizo or linguiça, 2 types of Portuguese sausage with green peppers to soak up the grease. I like capsicum. I like pepperoni, cheese, pineapple, and extra cheese, and then I get home and add more pineapple. I like doing a pepperoni pizza with chili sprinkles. So like that's a fun one. John says no pineapple, no fungus. I like both, but I have to be in the mood. Otherwise, I just want pepperoni. Yeah, pizza's good. Sally says years ago, I remember having a nachos pizza. It was really good. Freaky says nope, no mushrooms here either. I'm super picky about pizza. No poultry, no pork, no egg, and definitely no pineapple. So what does that leave? Jackie says, what about your base? For me, it's thin and crispy all the way. I don't care. I like all the bases. As long as it can hold its shape. I don't like it when you pick up the piece of pizza and it just goes blob. As long as it can hold its shape, I don't mind. My favorite pizza is called a Royal Feast. It's Pizza King here in Indiana. It's a supreme pizza, but all of the toppings are finely chopped. There's a place down in Sydney at Pennant Hills that does a pizza like that. And you basically need a knife and a fork because it's like this thick with toppings. It's so good. My dad taught my boys to put crushed red pepper flakes on their pizza. Now they want crushed red on everything. They put it on popcorn. Awesome. Jackie says, I like folding mine over. So a bit floppy is good, but not too soggy. Okay, fair enough. That's always a good option if it is a bit floppy to give it a fold. Artseg says, I I'll have virtually anything on my pizza. My mother used to tell me I had a cast iron stomach. Yeah, we said that about my husband. He just eats whatever. It can be like, it can smell off. He can still eat it. Like, the smell of it makes me sick, but he can actually consume it. So yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I remember there used to be these popcorn places that you could go to, like in the center of like the shopping centers, and you could get like buckets of popcorn with like different flavorings on them. And I used to really enjoy the spicy one. I love a deep dish pizza, and my favorite topping is pepperoni. Yes. I would love to come and try some pizza in the US. I really would, just to see what it's like. I'd also like to hit up and get a Californian burrito to see what that's like. I've got things I want to try that aren't here. I'll have to put kimchi on your pizza. Yeah, that's a hard no from me. I cannot deal with the smell of kimchi, honestly. John says my favorite is either Brooklyn style or Neapolitan. And that's the thing. Like, I hear so many things about the New York pizza experience, right? I like a doughy crust with some char. Okay. And like, I also love that you guys can buy just a slice of pizza. You don't have to buy a whole box. Like, you don't have to get a whole pizza. You can just go in and buy a slice, which I just think is crazy awesome. And like, a slice is enough for a meal. Or maybe 2 slices, I don't know. But apparently a slice is enough. Whereas here, you eat half a pizza. Yeah, I definitely need to try Mexican food in California. Absolutely. I've heard so many good things. That I'm jealous is basically what it is. I'm jealous. And, I really want that. And is it Tex-Mex in Dallas that I need to try, I think, which is totally different style of food, but still apparently also amazing. Freaky says, I can eat a full pizza, but for different meals. Yeah, like, how many meals would a pizza take you to eat, Freaky? Like, just out of curiosity. Like, is it 2? Because, like, for me, I could eat a whole pizza in 2 meals. Like, in Australia, like our pathetic excuse for pizza. Jackie says, if you're in California, you might as well go to Mexico and try Mexican food there. Yeah. I don't like cold pizza. I like reheating pizza. I'm not a big fan of cold pizza. Whoops, split that yarn. Let me try again without destroying the stitch. There we go. We're going to make it. We're going to make it to the end of the row. We legit are. And it's not even just positive thinking. We're totally going to make it because, look, it's just there. Tally says, I can eat a whole Australian pizza in one meal. I don't, but I can. Yeah, I mean, I probably could too, but, I'd feel sick. Sally says, hubby and I share a pizza. We get 4 slices each. Yeah. But that's like, okay, can someone find out, like, our pizzas are about 20 centimeters across, which is, 8 inches. That's considered a large pizza here in Australia. We used to get the big pizzas from Costco. Oh, yeah, Alison, they were amazing. That's one of the things I definitely miss about going to Costco is getting their pepperoni. But yes, you totally have to cut it in half to fit it in the oven. Yes, John, 8 inches of pizza, the circumference or the, cross section of a pizza. That's a large in Australia. So that's why I'm like, oh yeah, we could legit eat a whole pizza here. And it's because of that. They're tiny and they're expensive. Like, really. Size does matter, Sal. You're right. But yeah, like, they are pricey. What is it? So 3 of those is 3 of those with a bottle of drink and the lame excuse of garlic bread is $35. Angela says my favorite place is a 16-inch pizza. That sounds cool. So our large is an American small. Judith says pear topped with goat's cheese pizza is yummy. Look, I like the idea of pear topped with goat's cheese, but I probably wouldn't have it on pizza. John says another reason to not visit Australia. Well, yeah, we're not exactly known for our pizza here. I have to keep going. I stopped to talk and then I got behind in my thing. And now I'm like, now I've only got 4 minutes. I had a slice of pumpkin pie from the largest pie I've ever seen. It was a foot long from side to side. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing too. I haven't had pumpkin pie in years. I've only ever had it once, but gosh, it was amazing. Yeah, we do have good coffee. Absolutely. And everywhere you go has, well, I mean, not everywhere, but we do get decent coffee in most places. Even Macca's has decent coffee-ish. It's gotten a lot better in the last 5 years. Just the spiders, the crabs, the snakes is a reason enough to stay away, stay in Canada. Oh my gosh. Jackie says, that's one of the big chains. The independent pizzerias are better. Look, some of them are better. Some of them take advantage of the fact that people are used to the big chain. So that's the Domino's pizzas that I was describing. I don't know if you guys have Domino's. But most of the chains do the same job. Sally says, so a Domino's pizza, cheesy garlic bread, and a 1.25 litre cost us $40. Is that one Domino's pizza? Because we can get 3 Domino's pizzas for that. In saying that, we do get the basic ones. We don't get the fancy ones. I mean, Kerry makes an excellent point. We pay decent wages here. Things will be more expensive, better healthcare too. Like, I don't mind paying for decent takeaway, right? And I'd like to, if I could find somewhere to pay for a decent pizza, I would. I love pizza. I tend to go and get like a Guzman burrito bowl or something like that instead, though. All right, let me just check the end. Go back up there, you. Okay, so we've done that. Then it's 2, then 1, and then 2. Oh, Sally says that also included delivery. Oh, we pick up. So, yeah, because ours is like 2 minutes up the road. We're actually in between 2 of them that are both about 2 minutes away each. Okay, we made it to the end. We made it. I'll mark it off the chart. Oh, don't twist your sore arm that way, Chantelle. That was stupid. As she twists it again. We made it. Okay. Oh, yeah, snakes are out at the moment. We've got a lot of flooding going on, so there's a lot of snakes and creepy crawlies all creeping up. Yes, it's not awesome. That's not awesome. So yes, so now there's only 3 rows of the pink left. And then we're on to the hot pink. And then the purple. And then the border. Wouldn't it be nice if I could knock over that pink this week? I might have to sit down and give myself an hour of crochet because I can do that in an hour. Oh, can I? No, that's 3 rows. So 6 rows. So maybe 2 hours, an hour and a half. Okay. So keep an eye on the website as everything is selling off. Keep an eye out for the big wool show coming up in the next few weeks. There'll be some announcements coming up over there. Don't get burnt with a hot pink. I'll try not to. But yeah, so yeah. And I hope you guys, those of you that are here in Australia dealing with all the weathery ick, keep safe, make smart choices. If you're in the US and your temperatures are cooling down, I'm jealous. And I will catch you all next week. No, Bianca's like, do it tonight at Caffeinators. No, this is not a travel project. This blanket is it's enormous. It does not travel. But I might have to dig out a project to take for tonight. But yeah, I'll see you all next week and have a great week and be safe. See you all. Bye.